Well, it only took 1,200 or so Nook Miles tickets, but we finally did it. We finally found Marshall the squirrel. Now, I want to tell you about the moment we found Marshall, and I also want to share with you a few of my tips for when you decide to do something crazy like hunt for a villager. But before we do, I should probably give you a little bit of background on this island and everything we're going through right now. So in order to do my villager hunt for Marshall and spend so many tickets and so many days, it took us almost a whole month to find him, by the way, over the course of several live streams, I believe 12. In order to do all that, I needed to be willing to time travel to hold my plot open for Marshall because the plot will autofill otherwise. And since Nooks is closed today for renovation, I thought this would be a good time to take a break and tell you how all that works. So I had to basically keep my Nintendo Switch on June 4th, which is one of the Fridays which we started streaming the villager hunt. And keeping it on that day created this problem where now I'm time traveling one day at a time to do all the things I didn't get to do. I believe we're in June, like maybe 14th or 15th now. I've kind of lost count. I just started playing today. So now I have all this catching up to do, but it's going all right. Now, for those of you who've been following this channel for a while, you might be like, what's this island? Well, just so you know, I started a new island a while back because I wanted an island specifically for doing things on this channel, like things I wasn't willing to do on my main island, like time travel. So this is Ma Hollow, and you'll notice it's not very developed, and I'm excited because now that we finally found Marshall, I get to decide to, what I want to do with this place and actually design parts of the island, which I've just been very eager to do now for a while. So I hunted for Marshall for, again, the course of 12 live streams, and when we finally found him, I honestly couldn't believe it. I wasn't sure how I was going to react. Oh my God! We did it! We're done! Hooray! Can't see. Move away from the tree, you nerd. Ugh, I'm trying to celebrate. Yay! We did it! Oh my gosh. Finally. Now, leading up to finding Marshall, we actually discovered a gold nugget island, something I've never, ever done in Animal Crossing. So two very rare things kind of happened back to back there, which was super, super cool. But ever since we found Marshall, I've been talking to him a little bit every day and trying to get his photo now. I have a whole bunch of extra fossils because we found a bunch of fossils during the hunt, and my museum is, I think, almost done in terms of fossils. So tons of fossils, and I've been using the extra ones as gifts for Marshall and perhaps some other folks too. I have Coco on the island as well, so I've been trying to get Coco's photo. It does feel a little bit cheaty to be just time traveling day after day to do that when I only just got Marshall. But that's okay. I think I deserve it after everything we just went through. So Marshall's really happy to get this fossil. Let's see if he gives me the photo right here. Orange paint wall. I literally have this hanging up in my house right now, so thanks for that. I can't even sell it because Nooks is closed today. Now, with regards to villager hunting, I have some tips for you. Take it from somebody who's now spent over 1,200 tickets trying to hunt for one single villager. The first thing I want to tell you is that a lot of folks out there, probably some people watching this video right now, didn't believe I could do it. I know it's kind of a funny little cliched thing to say, but a lot of you did not believe in me. You thought Marshall was stuck in my moving queue, which, as some of you may know, is the automated queue which autofills plots for you. Up to 4 villagers, and you don't know who they are, can be stuck in your moving queue. So my first tip for you, if you're going to do what I did and try to find one villager, definitely keep a spreadsheet of every villager you meet. It does add time to your overall hunt, but as you narrow it down, if you find every villager except for 4, because there can be a max of 4 in your moving queue, then you bet that the villager you're looking for is probably stuck in your moving queue. But if you never run into them, every island you visit, you have a chance to find who you're trying to get on your island. What's my other tip for you? I do not recommend doing what I did. One, because I'm not a big believer in time travel in Animal Crossing. This is, of course, my more recreational island. I don't mind traveling on it, but for the most part, the game, to me, is not one that I, prefer to play with time travel as a mechanic, that I take advantage of. So because of that reason, and just the sheer amount of time it takes to find a villager, I don't think the average player would have a lot of fun doing what we did with 1,200 tickets and pestering all their friends and family to bring them more tickets. which is also something I was doing, as well as using Nookazon myself to get tickets. It's a lot. It's a ton of work, especially outside the live streams. Week in and week out, we were all doing a whole bunch of work to get tickets. I have a bunch left over, which is cool. But yeah, that's kind of something to keep in mind. My recommendation for you, if you're going to do any sort of villager hunting, is to get yourself about 30 to 50 tickets and a short list of villagers who you would love to have on your island. Not just one, maybe like 10, maybe, 20. As many as you can fit on that list, because that's going to up your odds of finding somebody you want. And then hunt that way. Spend an afternoon without time traveling. Spend as many tickets as you can hunting for a villager. I can tell you to spend about that many tickets, about 100. It takes, I think, about 3 hours or so. That's a very rough estimate, but most of my live streams were 3 hours long, and in that time, while counting villagers and stuff, I spent about 100 tickets in 3 hours. So that just gives you kind of an idea. The more tickets you choose to spend on that hunt, the longer it could take. Be less picky is my honest to goodness tip for you if you're going to go this route of hunting for your dream villager. So those are my tips. And I'm really glad we found Marshall. I want to thank everybody for their support, for hanging out during those streams. And hey, subscribe if you haven't, because I have a whole bunch of plans now for this island that I finally get to tackle. I'll see you in the next one.